Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, February 18. Government is doing all it can to meet the targets outlined for the January to March quarter under the agreement with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. At a press conference with the IMF mission to Jamaica last Thursday, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips said there was a slight change to the fourth quarter requirements. The omnibus banking legislation is no longer required for passage in the January to March quarter.
It's really just given that the drafting efforts are beginning to coincide with the budgetary debating sequence for the Parliament, and we want to ensure that that given the significance of the legislation, that Parliament is afforded an opportunity to have that discussion.
The estimates of expenditure is expected to be tabled in the House of Representatives on April 3, and the Finance Minister will open the budget debate on April 17. The Education Ministry will be doing expansive infrastructural work in 33 primary and high schools this year to remove them from the shift system.
That's a good move. It's an expensive move. We're not borrowing any more money from anybody to do it. We're going to do it by using our own resources that you, the taxpayers, contribute. But we have a far way to go because it's nearly 200 schools in Jamaica that are on the shift system.
The Education Minister made the announcement at the recent rededication ceremony for the Central High School in Clarendon. A new 9-classroom block was installed at the institution, allowing it to be removed from the shift system. The Ministry of Education, with the support of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, has officially rolled out a program to improve best practices in schools. The Respect Agenda campaign seeks to re-socialize students in civic values such as respect, honesty, discipline and hard work through the guidance of national designated mentors. Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaite says the program is relevant and appropriate to meet the needs of the society.
Nobody else will do it. We have to advance new standards of behavior, of social conduct, which will inure towards better academic achievement and the expression of that in productive behavior in our society.
The program is being piloted in St. Catherine and Clarendon and will subsequently roll out in other parishes. Funding is being provided by the Petra-Carib Development Fund as part of an incentive package. Residents of communities in and around Negril in Westmoreland are one step closer to receiving continuous and sustained access to potable water. This as Cabinet recently approved a $53.9 million contract for the construction of the Mount Airy reinforced concrete water storage tank. Gicho Consultants and Construction Limited is to be awarded the contract.
The scope of work includes the supply of materials, equipment and labor, site works and complete excavation, construction, testing and sterilization of the 1.2 million litre reinforced concrete water storage tank.
The project will be financed from the NWC's K-Factor stream of funds. Climate Change Minister Robert Pickersgill says his ministry will be trying to simplify information on climate change so every Jamaican can fully understand the depth of the challenge. The suggestion came from participants at the first in a series of public consultations on the Green Paper for the Climate Change Policy Framework and Action Plan.
A student who was very articulate said that we should jamalize the presentations because the vocabulary for climate change is quite esoteric and there are many acronyms involved in the business of climate change, and so I totally agree that we have to do something.
The final policy document is to be the benchmark for climate change considerations nationally. The public consultations wrap up on Wednesday in St. James and Kingston. And finally, services provided under the Labour Ministry's Overseas Employment Programme will improve now that there are 2 new buses to transport workers. The buses were donated by members of the Jamaica Liaison Services in Canada and handed over last week. Portfolio Minister Derek Kelly reiterated his ministry's commitment to the efficient management of the programme.
Improved mobility is an important element of this progressive agenda, and the 2 buses being commissioned today will add to the existing fleet used to transport farm workers as they are dispatched overseas.
With a $260,000 donation from current farm workers in Washington, a pavilion will also be built to shelter workers during recruitment and processing activities at the center. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.